because I don't mind it when you do see kind of tiny adjustments on other levels of CS where people make kind of little jokes in the names and stuff like that, but in the UK, people seem to just decide, you know what, I don't need to use my real name. I don't even need to use anything close to my name. I'm just going to go with whatever I want. But
yeah,
it's not funny, boys. It's not funny.
Astro's the name it goes by. LS is Liam S. You can call him LS. I guess that's fine. Strawberry Lightning is Rezu. Protein is Brody C. And Chocolate Thunder. Beg my pardon, I can't remember the 5th player on this team.
You know what? I'm just going to call them by what they are.
Of course.
I'm looking forward to the highlight clips of Screaming Chocolate Thunder.
Oh yeah, you go by that. So yeah, Chocolate Thunder is JDD. So already we've got Rasta with the 1-man lead.
Yeah, Rasta doing a good job. Hayden going to keep on tapping on forward, looking for Chocolate Thunder as he tries to erupt over towards CT. Unable to really get too much done though, as he will at least find one on towards Yano, but quickly before he's traded out with Strawberry Lightning. Gonna try and do some damage here and there. LS as well, just 2 HP, and I've got to say, I'm really enjoying this. As they are going to find themselves some headshots to bring it back to a 2 versus 2 Quartz. And a bit more sensibility into the server as he tries to make it work over towards ramp, and they have this crossfire. But LS is ready there to hold it. Strawberry Lightning is going to peek. Does get tagged on down, but doesn't get the frag, and that's pretty important. But a 1-tap on towards Hayden buys a bit more time. This Quartz going to repeat, gets himself 1, goes to the second, 2 HP. Surely that's not enough for him to toggle that defuse, let alone get the drive-by on towards Quartz.
Yeah, no kit there, and 2 HP will mean a round 1 for Rasta. The 3k there from Hayden, getting those first initial frags and Chocolate Thunder. Feel the thunder.
You're selling this.
Yeah.
You got to give it to the right. I mean, this is probably like the one time that I say changing your names has actually been A, funny, and B, like you're selling it, so that makes it just a little bit better.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like, you know, you see like She Smiles Like an Emoji, which Dream had, or like Zio changed name to Bad and stuff like that. Like, this is actually quite funny. I'll give it to him. It's quite funny.
Yeah, you can get props to that CX.
Brody C starting the gym, obviously. Now a newly formed gym lad has changed his name to Protein. Fair play, fair play. Chocolate Thunder. I don't know why JDD is called Chocolate Thunder, to be honest with you. Strawberry Lightning. I would have thought Thomas would be called that because he's ginger. So I don't know where on earth Strawberry Lightning comes from for Rezu. And
yeah, I'm trying to work out the reasonings, but
why is Psychic got H, like the H in those brackets?
I'm thinking maybe just trying to reference Hayden. I don't know.
Is his first name Harry or something?
Who knows?
2 eyes as well, and the little squinty thing following the C. I can't remember what that's called. But yeah,
call the up
Zach T with a love heart. Who's he loving? I mean,
oh, Zacky's had that love heart for ages though.
Yeah, but who's he loving? Is he loving himself?
He just loves life. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that after the kick from a few Frank clips.
Oh.
So, then again, where are they now? Rasta Gaming and UKGT. So, Zach to hear the last laugh, you could say.
For sure, and I think Rasta Gaming, they've been in a pretty kind of interesting position as a lineup recently. A lot of contention around them, but they're feeling confident. I think that's the biggest thing that has to be touched on. I've been talking to these guys a fair bit. I'm good friends with all of them, and one key theme is they actually feel like they're going to do relatively well going into LAN. Which, if you feel like you're going to do well going into an Epic LAN, which has, you know, not necessarily some of the top teams contending, but a nice mix of them, a healthy chance to really have some competitive CS, then the picture that paints in UKGT, well, should be that this game is well and truly up for grabs for them. But I know our predictions certainly vary on that one, and perhaps place some doubt on their thoughts.
Where do they think they're going to come or finish?
Well, you know, the conversation pretty much leans to top 5 to top 6, which is hopeful, if you ask me.
They do have the intermediate champion Zach team from the previous Epic LAN. Then again, the level of players, or the level of teams, that went to the last Epic LAN was not quite as consistent as it's been in the past. So,
I'm a fan of an underdog, though. I think that's the thing that I want to get behind. You know what? I always love to stand behind and cheer behind an underdog, all in all.
Yeah, knowing some of the teams that are going already, I reckon top 8 is pushing it. I reckon top 8 is a good goal for Rasta. I don't think they're going to get top 5 or better than that. But I reckon top 8 is definitely a good goal for them.
We can see how that's going to go, and of course, as we touched on right at the start of that whole segment, is that UKGT is a good kind of benchmark to see, okay, how they're doing on the run up to LAN, where their practice is going, which I know one of the biggest flaws for them was their map pool recently. They have a very, very thin map pool that pretty much relied on the likes of Mirage, Cobblestone, and Cash, and once that got banned out, they're left kind of going, okay, boys, what the hell can we do? So them playing Mirage right now is already a huge positive, and, well, we've kind of glossed over the fact, but it's not, they're getting wrecked by P250s.
They are indeed. Chocolate Thunder, Astro, and LS are still alive. That is 10 HP on Chocolate Thunder. I just want to say Chocolate Thunder once again. And yep, that is Chocolate Thunder there at 10 HP. Quartz, though. Molly, smoke, and flashbang. Has got the nades at hand. The Molly will give away his position. And unfortunately, will not find any frags there. As a smoke for CT, the problem is, though, this player in Palace here, I'm going to say it again, Chocolate Thunder will spot the bomb and Quartz going towards Sandwich. So Sandwich, Chocolate Thunder, and Quartz will plant the bomb, but he spots, yeah, Chocolate Thunder falls, he tries to get the spray. But it's very strong round there from Strawberry Lightning. He finds the 3K with the P250.
You're struggling with this, aren't you?
Yeah, this is a joke, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it's quite the meme. I've got to say, with the Chocolate Thunder thing, right? I'm kind of surprised he's not gone for Chocolate Rain. Like that feels like there would have been a quite topical reference at least.
I think. Wait. I don't. Yeah, Chocolate Thunder. Is that maybe something lean towards? Oh god, diarrhea or something like that. Chocolate Thunder.
I was kind of glossing over
Thunder.
that, hoping it was a bit more positive, but you know.
I reckon it is. Strawberry, like you have too many strawberries, your fiber, you know what happens? Chocolate Thunder. Too much protein as well. Too much fiber, not enough protein. You're gonna have chocolate Thunder. There you go.
Oh, Snotty boy, you do like to read into things, don't you?
Boy,
That is quite something.
Well, there you go. It makes sense. You have too much strawberries, fiber's too high. You need more protein. If you don't do that, then you're gonna have Chocolate Thunder, aren't you? So this is the bar on 4.
Frags up plenty, going backwards and forwards. It is going to be Chocolate Thunder spewing everywhere at this point. Gets himself a double kill. CeX is going to respond with a quick trade. Nonetheless, pitting it into 2 versus 2 with Astro digging a trench over towards Connector. One way he's certainly going to try and use that as a staging ground, but it looks like LS is going to get himself the double kill spray down to close things out. CeX, they bring it back 2 for 2. And from there, Rasta Gaming are going to be placed up on the Nico round.
CeX bouncing back here. Chocolate Thunder with a massive 3K towards Ninja. Well,
I can picture your face right now with a
yeah,
huge grill on it every time you say that.
Loving it. 2-2 as the Rasta are on Folico now, just P250s and a Glock in hand. 2 of these players are now pushing mid. Chocolate Thunder wants those eco frags. Nice flick there from Astro. Nice reface again from Astro. May have spotted the bomb as well.
Yeah, he's loving it at this point. Almost certainly has spotted the bomb. Not only that, he gets to just wait for them to funnel on through. And if he doesn't get the shots, then his teammate LS has got his back. As they're all doing the work, they're all making it happen. And most importantly, they are shutting down the side of Rasta Gaming. As Astro clearly excited, letting his screams be heard as he just decides to unveil a bit of a roar. Can't believe what I'm hearing right now, honestly. It's quite something.
I hope West Ham wins on for the stream because this is quite funny.
I mean, it might as well be at this point, right? We've gone full meme at this point. We've gone away from serious CS and a professional league to just names being unveiled.
I mean, I'm fine with this, you know, but it's when teams have stupid names. Like, I mentioned the one on Enemies Disbelief, like, stuff like that. Like, that just isn't funny. Like, this is actually quite funny, so I'll give it to them. But yeah, CeX sounding very red up, fired up to go, screaming and shouting once they take their round of wins, and even versus Ecos. But still, Astro going for the Palace pick will cement them that one-man lead, 3-2. 1 minute 20 on the clock, as now the T's are going to be funneled in towards the B-bomb site. 2 players towards window as well. It's going to be fast rotation towards B once the T's arrive.
Yeah, it's all about waiting as well, though, for the T's. They don't want to bite the bullet too early. They want to set themselves up, but unfortunately, that does kind of come hand in hand with getting to put that disadvantage, right? Because the entry pick is for CeX to fight. Strawberry Lightning tries to play off that elevated angle on the corner of that site. Doesn't quite get away with it, though, so it does mean that Rasta Gaming get to drop on down and try and spiral the way through. But LS, yet again, doing all the work with a double kill. Protein now responding as he cuts through the fiber, takes down Yado, and Strawberry Lightning to find the last he needs on towards Psychic. I mean, it's going to be a pitch-perfect round from CeX to break through the side of Rasta Gaming. They are left, well, yet again, limitless on these pistols. Not really too much they can do.
Again on the eco, we saw happen last time they pushed up mid and took advantage of them there. Let's see now. Instead, they will be playing more of a default setup. Astro as well, easy frag there as Yano just jiggle peeks into his crosshair. And right now for Rasta, that Byron we saw there wasn't really too much reading into that in terms of strats and, you know, the way they play tactically as well. This could be a very one-sided half here if it gets out of hand. This could be 10-5. Look at the confidence as well. Strawberry Lightning, Rezu, and Brody C. Protein towards mid. Find a flurry of frags. Astro doing 360s because who cares, really. Now we are looking at 5-2. Protein the final headshot there. this buy round. Rasta needs to win this buy round, otherwise it might get out of control here. They're going for the pause. I expect this to be tactical just because this is a very important round for them. If this goes 7-2, I don't see Rasta coming back fairly shortly.
Yeah, I think it's certainly his early days though, at least. So I think it's a nice pause from Hayden. He's clocked onto this one before it's got too far kind of unreachable, and now he's looking to just kind of go, okay, let's rally the troops there. Let's sit back and give a bit of an inspirational speech or something, whatever he wants to do, work his magic, and that's when they're going to kind of go full must and just try and make it happen.
Yeah, for sure. So, let's take a look. Open Quartz. And, Sidekick. Brackets around the H there. How much money has he got? 6k. Oh, they might even go for double or setup here. Maybe that's what they're discussing. One up, go towards ramp, if he's got a good spawn. Then go towards palace and hold for the jungle peak. One up, go towards mid. Play off that. Could work. Oh, they're changing the names now. Let's see. Brody C changed his name to JDD. JD changed his name to Josh. Protein changed his name to Brody. Protein.
I have a feeling right now what this is. I think I've clocked on what's going on. This might be admin intervention.
Yeah.
Thinking about it, right? Because we've been here with Smooya. We've had this moment, and now Smooya was much worse. He was, trying to display.
You can't have porn as your profile picture and expect to be streamed.
That was a bit of a different affair, but this may well be admin intervention, just kind of throwing on and saying, boys, maybe we can bring a bit more seriousness back to what's going on.
Yep. So it is on pause now. All to play for the Rasta side. As we do go into the 8th round here. The buy is solid on both teams. Strong utility on both sides here. Already looking like potentially a set of ace smokes. And Josh playing towards close ramp could definitely nullify this push. Because those flashbangs aren't going to affect him. This could be a mop-up of frags.
It's just a bit of a bloodbath at this point as they just try and set themselves up. And, well, I'm certainly intrigued to see where it is going to go. At least as Scott's ever so patient. Also, his ramp push as well. The trio in the making. With Hayden holding the flank, but what looked like it was shaping up to be quick aggression and therefore led us to that point of that gurgling of bloodbath, it's actually very slow. They're just sitting there and just running down the clock, which I've ranted on this point in the past not about how I believe on a T side, time is a commodity that is for yours to play with. And if you just kind of run that down for no reason, for no net gain, then you're only harming yourself.
Yeah, one of the things though, if you wait for the clock too long, then the CTs can get information they can stack against you. But luckily for them, they haven't done that. JD peeking towards ramp, spots the players, another rotation shot coming.
Orb's going to be firing off a couple of shots here and there, trying to make the best of the situation, but CeX are just dropping them all dead. This is a bloodbath yet again. They're finding all the picks they need now at this point, as T-side will finally try and claw it on back, but look at this creative boost going on towards CT. Looks like Yano has spotted out, though, as he's going to try and throw a bit of a nade to dunk them there, but Astro still going to find the shot on towards Court. Strawberry Lightning still standing, though, as he's looking to peek out on towards Zakti, almost a pillar for comical names. And the pillar to close that final frag needed for the team. CeX 6-2.
Yeah, this is a mess. This is definitely a mess. Rasta Gaming going for the set execute towards A. Did they fluff their smokes? I'm not really too sure what happened. Somehow, some way, an AWP against an A execute managed to find 2 early picks before the bomb is even planted, which should never be the case here. Astro didn't even push. They just walked into his crosshair from CT, so maybe a missed smoke there. Definitely a kerfluffle, or whatever. I don't even know what that word means, but I don't even know if I know what I'm witnessing here on the T side of Rasta. Jump spot comes in. They spot one player there, but they didn't spot the bomb just yet. There won't be an over-rotation from the CT side.
Astro got to bear down in towards underpass, and at this point it is beginning to get to that point, right, where CeX are starting to run away with it. I think that has to be said.
Yeah.
So for Rasta Gaming, I feel like they need to assert their dominance early if we aren't going to see, I'm going to go as far to say it, 13-2.
Oof.
That's one way to do it, though. Hayden, a very artistic deagle on towards Brody.
Artistic indeed. As he does cement the first round for the side of Rasta Gaming. Can they capitalize off of it, though? Boost towards window. I actually like that. The problem is, though, Strawberry Lightning Rezu towards Whorehouse. That's fine one, but will be traded up by Zakti, who picked up the rifle that Hayden did smash. Oh, that's a nice another shot there from Zakti. 3 versus 4, 40 seconds on the clock, and the bomb is pushing towards Shaw, but LS, hello. Molotov goes through as well. That takes off 6 seconds off the clock, but for some reason he decides to face.
Yeah, this is rookie mistakes right there from LS. There's no need for that at all. And I said this was Rasta Gaming's kind of last couple of chances to assert dominance. Dogs, they're doing it with pistols. They turned it completely around at this point. They're in a 2 versus 1 up against Astro. Does have the AWP, of course, and the kit, so clutch, is on the cards. Hayden doesn't even have Kevlar behind him, but Zacti, he does. He has that body armor, and that's going to be important in this now. As they're in a 2 versus 1, they're going to look for these trade picks. Astro is going to try and go for a bit of a no-scope. At this point, may as well just try and back off away. Gets the 1 versus 1 against Zacti. They're going for the second. He's going to miss a crucial shot, giving Hayden the last final opportunity required. Delay that led into him, pick up that AWP, and Rasta Gaming take it 6-3.
Rasta winning the eco round there off of just basically the precipice. I can't even say words today. Precipice of the first headshot there towards mid. Zacti being boosted, getting the AK, finding himself 3 frags there. So really that round all coming down to the fact that Hayden lands that 1 deke towards the play in mid window. But then again, CeX here, they can get a full reset onto the side of Rasta. Oh, actually, no, they did win the eco, so they do have money already still in the bank. So Rasta, if they lose this, there could be a solid 4th buy into the next one. So CeX going to have to bring 2 rounds in a row if they want to break the money of Rasta Gaming.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a tough one, but consistency is what is being called upon right now. Get yourself... Well... Make yourself change something together is really what we're gunning at there. It's Quartz and Psychic trying to be a duo to take control of short. We've got Yano just playing that lower part. Yeah, he's going to the lower end, almost the murky depths of connector. But Brody just being given the chance to go for a shot. Quartz just completely unclaimed it. A second on towards Yano. Crucial mistake there, it has to be said. Rasta Gaming almost falling short. In the simplest of matters, Astro going to find himself at least 1, but Strawberry Lightning is going to mop things up. And it's not... It felt like Rasta in that circumstance were getting the advanced stuff right, but the basics wrong.
Yeah, fundamentals of Counter-Strike are very important. CeX taking full advantage of that, making it 7-3. And I mentioned the money was decent on the side of Rasta. Yeah, it is. So they will be buying into this one. 4 AKs, and actually Quartz dropping over a AK there to go on to a Deagle. Quite interesting. Maybe Quartz not feeling very confident. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. 4 kills for him, but it'll be... that was crispy there. 2 kills there for JDD, as Harry likes to call him. Molly goes up towards ramp. Flushes out, repeats. That's a really nice flash. Our voice just went.
Yeah, just like, your voices went, and just like Rasta Gaming's scoreline has went at this point. As it's 7-3, it's perhaps going to develop even further. As Josh... He's been a monster so far. He's playing for what would have been an ace there, but is going to at least get closed down eventually by Zacti, but that pits him at 3 HP. Quartz pretty much going to be the saving grace at this point with Strawberry Lightning and CT. Hope, gotta be said, it's non-existent really. He's going to get flashed off, which is at least going to buy a couple of seconds and allow the bomb to go down. But then that means Zacti, 3 HP, as aforementioned, is going to have a Molotov landing at his feet. He's forced to peek, and as expected, Strawberry Lightning is going to mop up that pick. So CeX mounting up the pressure, and there's one saying that really springs to mind when I think of Rasta Gaming. They say, don't learn to jump before you can run. Right now, Rasta Gaming, they've mastered walking. I think that's been good. They've got the the ability to know how to aim and know how to use their utility, the real basics of CS. But they're trying to go for these huge, like, almost complex strategies where it revolves around them having these sensible rotates and having this information and playing the default sensibly. But instead, what they need to do is just learn, the basics of team play.
Yeah, I don't think there's many teams in the UK that actually have strong team play, though, so that's something where it's going to take a long time for them to get that. Especially as it's a very new lineup on the very old organization, Rasta Gaming. Let's see what they can do. Pushing towards the B-ups on their eco. LS finds one, but will be instantly cleared out by Zacti. Pushing through the smoke, though. Strawberry Lightning. Rezu locks that one down. Josh on the flank here. 3 players, the remaining 3 players on the T side, bunched up together. Easy frags here for the CeX.
You see what I mean, though? Even on an eco round, half of them commit through the Molotov and the other half don't. Like, if you're going to make those decisions on the fly, there has to be one clear voice that just says, all right, we're pushing this, or we're not pushing this. Just go. Yeah, that one word, just go. Like, if there's a Molotov thrown down and you're in an eco rush like that, yeah, it's a very, you don't want to overanalyze rounds like that at all because it's just an eco round. But that example applies, to what a lot of the decisions being made on gun rounds as well when they're pushing onto the sites and stuff. Like, they have themselves set up in really nice defaults. but then their timings on when they push, their timings of when they use their flashes and everything and actually take their peaks are all a little bit off. Like, they're flashing for each other with these great pop flashes, but then peaking 10 seconds after the flash actually pops.
Yep, 3 players towards mid. Brody C with a nice 2K there, but will be traded up by Yellow. And then you've got Sidekick pushing through the B short smoke. Not quite finding enough, or anything at all, that matter. But Brody C going 2 for 1. That's a very good trade for your City side. Then again, the T still have mid. The problem is that all of the players are mid, so now they have to slow this round down, have the bomb and a play, potentially go back to around to one of the either B apps or ramp, but instead actually the bomb's pushing up mid. They want to keep mid. Smoke off connector, good. Going up towards short. Problem is that they will be up through the smoke.
Oh, Astro.
Oh, he jumped in the box.
Oh, he's going to jump on the box, but he's also looking for Hayden. He's going to get that, what effectively is a quick scope right there and then. And Rasta Gaming, you know, you got to feel for them in that circumstance, right? Because they actually did the right thing. They tried to take control of short and stick around mid and then kind of use that to push forward. But not many people are going to expect a player like Astro to hop on a box like that and hit that shot, but then the follow-up second on towards Hayden as well as he tries to respond. There's only so much you can do.
Yeah, I mean, when the connector smoke comes out, the play you're meant to make is exactly what Astro did there. Jump on the box and spot the short push. That way you know if they're going to be, and also you have the player close to the stairs to watch if they push through connector, right? Instead, though, they go up short, they get caught off guard by Astro. You should still be peeking that box just in case. That comes with experience. And that's something that a lot of these players on the Rasta side definitely do lack. That is experience, so... Epic LAN aside, that's LAN experience. Just experiencing competitive scene itself. These UK games, these leagues are definitely where Rasta want to be. 10-3. Yeah, I haven't really seen too much from Rasta that I've really been impressed with. And Yano bought. Are they buying into this?
The sad part right now is it feels a little bit unfortunate to say that Mirage is one of the better maps. So I'm kind of almost a little bit scared to think about what this second map is going to be, just judging off the scoreline currently, which feels like we may be getting to, you know, perhaps the latter end of this game. And I'm not even going to evaluate the buy in this round slots because it's
2 players
questionable.
bought, 3 players didn't buy, 1 player
It's
goes
literally
mid, dies.
back
like,
to the pistol when they push through that Molotov half and half. That's what this round is. And that's where we're going to leave it. I'm just going to let this play out because that's a comm issue. They've just, I believe they have changed IGL recently.
Yeah, mate. I can tell.
But that, yeah, I don't think...
Who calls now? Was it Yellow before?
They're AWPA calls. It was, I believe, Yano, but now...
Quartz?
I think it's either Hayden or Quartz. I don't know off the top of my head, but...
Okay. Okay.
All I know is a conversation I had with them, and one thing that was brought up quite a lot was we just changed our caller, so... That's something to be said, at least.
Yeah. JDD there. Nailing Yano through the smoke. Yano being one of the players that actually did buy. So, yeah. I sound very, very confused because I am. I am very confused. 3 players buy, 2 players didn't. One of the players that did buy was Zakti, and he bought for a reason because look at this. 2 flags for him, making it, well, was it 3 versus 3, but now 3 versus 2. Molly comes out. The bomb is not down yet. 20 seconds on the clock. 2 versus 2. These CT players are going to be quite aggressive here. Brody C trying to make the play will fall. Rezu from short.
Yeah, it's all on one man. Strawberry Lightning. He needs to really just try and bring the thunder that his teammates unfortunately struggle to do. Lands the perfect nade on towards Quartz. It's a great amount of damage. But he still has the unfortunate significance that there's going to be a double peek and one that eventually sets him home. Does get a nice flash off, but it still isn't enough. So Rasta Gaming get themselves on the board with their 4th round, but the big question is it going to be 11-4 or are we actually seeing and bring it back to 10-5?
Yep, 10-5 is definitely winnable. You mentioned a change in callers. That does make the T-side very, very sporadic and very difficult to pull off. So, on your CT side, it's a lot easier. Each player to themselves. CeX, though, they definitely practice Mirage a lot. On the odd lineup, they played Mirage a lot as well. Rezu, no stranger to Mirage, so I'm sure they're going to be fine. Question is, though, Rasta, can they show a different face on their CT side? Do they have the skill to match the level of CeX, and can they take it in their stride and try and make this a close game, or potentially a 1-0 in their favor? But with that, Bomb and 3 other players will push back towards middle. We'll be seeing a late mid take. I do like that, actually, as long as they take it properly and go for this B split and see if they can pull it off.
It certainly is going to be a bit of a tough one, but if they place themselves right and can use their utility, bear in mind they have a whole lot of it. These Molotovs, these flashes, most notably all the smokes that I'm seeing right now. But I'm seeing 3 mollies as well, which really is going to be a pertinent point for me just to clear out these angles. But they don't check connector, they don't even have it smoked. Astro and Brody being given a field day, just give them anything they want. Strawberry Lightning getting the easiest peak of his life.
Like he never saw that angle before.
Exactly. He's going to at least find himself one, but this is bloodbath. CeX, I take it 11-4.
Yeah, his reaction then, it looked like he had never seen that angle there towards Rattlesnake. Well, the opposite Rattlesnake. What are those pillars called? Outside window, that pillar, as you jump up window, that first pillar. To the left of it is Rattlesnake. I can't remember what people call it. There's a name for it, I can't remember. But anyway, the pillar there, you jump on it. You jump on the little wooden ledge there, you can spot BAPs, that little tiny gap there. Maybe Psychic doesn't know about it or didn't anticipate it there, as he was caught off guard. So, 11-4, very commanding and very, I don't want to say easy, because it sounds quite rude, but the wind was in their sails the whole time. 11-4, Rasta, they need the pistol here, otherwise this could end very, very quickly for Rasta Gaming. And talking about that, the pistol round it is 2 sets of smoke. This could be a jungle smoke and a connector smoke. Sorry, jungle and stairs smoke to fake out a push towards B short.
Yeah, push towards B short, locks in hand. They're just going to try and really rock this one out right until the very end. And, well, I commend them for keeping it going. Will Rasta Gamer prevail on their CT side as they wait patiently with these USBs. Already Strawberry Lightning looking to greet Yano as he does get himself that quick flick up on towards stairs as the push to roll in. Quartz needs to go absolutely huge, and this is beautiful. Quick change of pace, exactly seemingly what they need as Quartz doing all the work towards short. Eventually going to make a bit of a blunder, which will allow Josh an opportunity to fight on back. That is a teammate, so don't go for that. But nonetheless, it is a 4v2.
Oh no, don't throw this, please. They spotted both players now. They know exactly what both players is, but Psychic is still here, peeking towards short.
Just don't throw this. Is all that has to be said. Just don't do this, Rasta.
Look at the HP as well. 13-11. USP does 14-1. So, 1 bullet from the USP onto both of these players will result in the round win for Rasta and potentially the comeback there. They do both go towards T-spawn, but look at the CT player playing towards all the way back CT. He doesn't want to give up his frag and his life at all. Actually, this might catch CEX off guard. They might actually push CT here in full towards the player playing passive.
So I'm getting very, very tense right now looking at this map because all I'm seeing is CeX getting given a sight on a whim. There is no one there to spot this one out. Providing they plant this bomb appropriately, providing shots are landed, we could be seeing this actually take place now. Hayden needs to peek. This is one chance, but instead he's going to play it passively. Suppressive fire from a Glock is what holding back, and the peek comes in, and he is going to fall. Josh is going to win the battle. Almost looking like Josh wants to charge forward and pick up that USP. He is going to get away with that. Zacti, though, is going to peek the elevated angle, finds one in return, brings it back now to a 1 versus 2. Josh looking for the ones that landed on towards Zacti.
Jump on the box.
Rasta Gaming, don't let this one happen. The Psychic is in CT. He's jumping on around the place. He is not spotting him out. He didn't spot the head. Finally goes for the shot. He will fall. And Psychic is going to get the frag required. A triple kill for him in that round. But Snoz, that was way too close.
That was a 5 versus 2. And somehow a 1 versus 1. And the bomb down for CEX. Rasta, 5 on the board. They can't allow any of these rounds to slip. They need it to go to 11-7. If CeX take a win, oh sorry, 11-6 even. CeX, they will have the buy to the next round as the bomb was somehow planted. And that will result in a lot of pressure early on for Rasta. Ideally, you didn't want the bomb to go down, so it's 11-7. You get another free round here if CeX run eco. But instead, giving them the bomb plant might even give them the game.
Always up for grabs, but for now it is going to be Hayden to get himself a beautiful quadra kill as he whips out his sidearm to get that 4th on towards Astro. Leaving Zacti to get the final pick towards up and mid as he catches the head of Josh with that UMP. So it is going to be an 11-6 scoreline. CeX are going to finally pierce onto this buy though, and that's where things get a little bit more difficult yet again. The rifles are coming on up, and can't help but feel like that close corner with the pit, or the close shave, should we say, on that pistol round is only going to motivate CeX to push even harder as well, which...
Yeah, for sure.
You know, there's always this thing in the UK where a lot of teams say, you know what, we went into this match just not really trying, we went into this match with not too much respect, and we just had a bit of a laugh, and I feel like for CeX, they probably wouldn't have gone into this thinking Rasta Game are going to be able to upset them or anything along those little lines, but there is going to come a point where they just decide, you know what, screw it, boys, let's just close this out and get it done. And I feel like that pistol round is going to be where that arrives. And now on this buy round, I'm expecting to see 5 rifles do all the work, and I'm expecting this one to get closed out relatively soon.
Yeah, bomb towards the top of middle. Slow default here for CeX. They know they've got that aim advantage here in terms of skill on paper. They want to give themselves time to abuse it. Quartz here watching for the underpass peak. Free kill there for him. Brody C jumping into the scope of Quartz. Josh somehow finding the kill on Yellow. Maybe. Why is he still facing that? Dacty falls 4 versus 3.
Unfortunate positions there for Zacti. Questions yet again to be raised, and well, a learning experience, suffice to say. As Quartz is going to get spotted out towards CT. Josh is going to get punished by Hayden as he tries to dip back in towards Connector. But look at CeX. They're not even on the A site. They're not even remotely close. Instead, they're actually in B apartments. They're clearing the site. Like it going to try and pin things down, but the only thing he's pinning down is his grave as he begins to construct that one for himself. Now the bomb is going to find its way over. And it's going to be left in a 3 versus 2. It's going to start to tick. And what it's doing is getting Quartz to be that little bit more, not necessarily nervous, but feisty with the angle that he's holding as he decides, you know what, I need to start moving forward. And he's starting being a bit jittery, and just look at this. He's really just kind of all over the place. Peeks to the right of him, goes for the information, but doesn't actually fire the shot. That would have been beautiful if he hit that. If he actually committed and felt confident to hit that, that would have been quite something. But instead, he just almost shoulder peeks it. Doesn't quite feel like there's anyone actually going to be there. Just does the whole precursory of, oh, I flicked my crosshair there, so I checked the corner. And that really does punish them. CeX will take the round.
12-6 now. CeX winning the first buy round of the half. Means Rasta already on a full eco. It's going to go to 13-6. I don't think we're going to see a comeback like we did from Mirage on Mirage. That was 13-7. 13-6. It's doable, but from what we've seen so far from Rasta, I really do lean this more in the favor of CeX, and especially with double the rounds as well. They could upset, who knows. Full eco here. They're going to use a miracle if they want any chance of taking this one.
Miracle is one thing, but Lord knows what they really need at this point. A lot of pressure on their pistols to tap these heads. CeX, full control of mid. Yet again, the map is their oyster. They can go anywhere they so choose. Zacti caught facing short one too many times. Josh will be there to punish him. The same player, the same circumstance, and effectively the same all round. That narrative is coming to a bit of a brute end. Yano is holding a nice position, should I say.
Position.
We'll get it out in the end. But
I've had my fair share of whiffed words, don't worry.
Oh, whiffed words, whiffed shots. Yano, so much pressure to do here. But he whiffs the second frag.
Yeah. So, Astro low HP though. Josh as well. Strawberry Lightning shooting his teammate and shooting the enemy as well. Hayden does fall. That looks quite funny actually. Josh as well takes down Quartz. Side kick. In the 1 versus 2. And actually, with Astro on 3 HP, this might be winnable.
It's doable, but Psychic has really got to make sure he's got his read on this. Peeks out, spots him out, gets the advantage with that shot, so brings it back to a 1 versus 1. But Strawberry Lightning has the HP, and he's playing on top of the box. And Psychic is going to spend a lot of time jumping. Doesn't quite have the read as he, well, pointed out, desperately needed. And that means that the round you thought was winnable is in fact unobtainable. CeX will take it 13-6.
So, buy round coming in now for Rasta. Let's take a look at the money. Oh, wow. Hayden on a deagle?
Hayden is the guy who's takes one to the team nearly every round.
I saw his money before he bought. I think it was about 2.5k. So you can't. I mean, you could have bought a scout and gone mid. Scout gone CT towards a CT and jump spot ramp. I mean, there's much more you can do than just a deagle. Yes, you get a nice headshot when you're on your T side many rounds ago. But
He's got an incendiary grenade.
And Rasta also have the first kill.
Yeah, that's so far the ball's in their court, right? Let's see if Hayden can do something with this deagle. If he really is going to kind of be looking to put a staple mark in towards mid. Utility being the forefront of their buy. Quartz almost certainly looking to peek into this one, but Josh waits for the smoke to fade. Is going to be there to take him down a peg. A Molotov hit in return. I like this from Josh, actually. That's very adaptive, because he knows that Zacti has been playing short every single round. So, What's the way to respond? Throw a Molotov down, stop him from rotating, and then peeks into CT, catches off Psychic. Brody is going to be there to find the frag on towards Hayden. Zacti, the last man on short. They know exactly where he's going to be. He does get to at least find that pick, and you know it's quite something. But he's in a 1v2 with the bomb going down, and whiffs the flash.
Zacti, maybe the pressure getting to him a little bit. Whiffs the flashbang. Wouldn't have done much anyway because look how far out he is. But both of these players stacking up towards ramp. Gets one, and now he does expect the second.
Didn't realize the second's going to be there. Yeah, that was the curveball there. I had to jump in and say that because that was the huge thing.
Right? Yeah, does he expect the second player? Yes, he does actually, surprisingly. But then again, such an easy peek there as he's falling down from grace. 14-6. Not too much you can read into this one. 4 spike comes up from Rasta, 5-7 Deagles, but we've seen what happened before when they're on their pistols. CeX took advantage of them very, very cleanly. Then again, there was that round where it was the 1 versus 1, so could potentially get back to that situation again.
I've got to say, I'm so concerned though, because Mirage is one of their most practiced maps. So I really hope that this second map is either Cobblestone or Cache, or Mirage again. If not, I'm very scared. They have been cracking overpass a little bit recently.
And now you've told them what they're playing, so congratulations. Now think about that. I don't think you realize what you just said there.
Well, I mean, fingers crossed no one's actually sitting there watching the stream, but, you know.
If
anyone's played this one sensibly and done their research, they'll already know. So it's standard stuff, really. Brody is going to try and take the battle. He does get it, and nice success.
Brody C's screaming in my ears there on voice number 1 if you got that on. 15-6. Rasta, Famas's, UMPs, and M4 and yellow. And I have Mag 7 for Psychic. Here's the B player. Could get some action, but CeX, they go towards mid, they get given kills towards connector, and then they get given kills towards A. That's how they've been playing. And Hayden there so low, and actually Quartz killed his teammate.
Yeah, disastrous stuff at this point. It's pretty much the end at this point. Yeah, Brody's going to find the pick on towards Zacti. It's just going to be Psychic left standing. 4 rifles, 1 Mag 7, and well, yeah. Psychic is going to get the 180 reversal at least, so a frag on towards Astro, but mid-air freeze. As he finds another one towards LS, now looking to hold on towards Brody. Brody nearly getting the drive-by as he just continues to run on through. But with the Molotov to go down, that bomb is going to keep on ticking, and it still is going to be the end. It's still the same old result, it's just a matter of it being prolonged.
GG, 16-6, CeX very commanding here.